Right. Hey, good people. Welcome aboard. This is Larry Jones from Stock Up with Larry Jones. Like, subscribe. And if you're not part of this family, go ahead and hit that notification bell. And Scott Bessett said that the U.S. will not be buying Bitcoin for a strategic reserve, sending crypto down. Just on last night's live, we were saying, don't chase. And here's why. You have a better opportunity today. All right. So let's get right into it, good people. Let me button up a little bit here. Let's see what's going on in these markets. All right. So we could see that the U.S. stock stalled on today, Thursday. Streets digest a much hotter PPI than expected. So PPI came in extremely hot, hotter than was expected. And what did that do to the market? How did we close? We are off, definitely off of session lows, which went very scary. The markets, it sold off, but it started to fall back. Now, that's what we're going to, should I say, climb back. That's what we're going to dive into today, good people. All right. We're going to see, was this a one-time tariff inflation where the producers were seeing they were just actually eating some of this cost by not passing it on to the consumer, you got PPI and CPI, they work hand in hand, all right, good people. So let's start by doing a stack here and looking at what the indices are doing. Here we got the NASDAQ, and let's stack that with the Dow right here. So we could see that the S&P flat, NASDAQ flat, Dow flat. All right, you might as well call all three of those flat. But there was a fight, as you could see. Literally, it tanked right at opening bell. Bam, all the way down. Fought up, came back. Man, this should make you seasick. Look at this. Look at this. Every time it comes down, it fought back. The bulls were fighting up, but the bears kept pulling down all day long. And we came back up flat, which was good. We're going to say today was the bulls. The bulls won today. And if you were playing the SPY, those of you that do options or the Qs, you remain flat. But when you see a choppy market like this with the SPY and the Qs, there was a lot of money being made. If you're a swing trader, this was a swing trader's dream. But if you're a novice, you lost a lot of money. And if you revenge traded, you got back in and lost even more money. This is coming over the wire right now. Intel stock climbed 7% on report. Trump administration is considering stake. Okay. Nah, not touching that. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into crypto a little later, but we got to talk about the stock market because there is a correlation with the stock market going down or up. And there's a correlation with crypto. And then we're going to dive into what Scott Bessett said on Fox Business today. So we're going to dissect some of the stuff that Tom Lee said today. And it's up to you to receive or believe whatever he's going to say.
Great to see you, Scott.
So how about that question? I mean, it's on a couple of fronts. Like we came in to this week, which you said was going to be the start of a pretty good rally, which it kind of looked like it was. Now what?
I think that the arguments and elements for a rally to continue are in place because even today, with the hot PPI print, the stock market is basically flat. So we had a down open. I think investors bought that dip. Part of it is I don't think that the PPI is sending a message that inflation is soaring. There are some things to sort of cut out of that number.
Sure, I agree, and people have said that throughout much of the day, but it seems to have changed the conversation, if nothing else, about the amount of rate cut we might get in September. Is that fair?
Yes, it's very fair. That is correct. But if, as we think about the rest of this year and next year, I think that the thing that's the worst case for investors is Fed hiking. If the Fed does nothing between now and year end, I think some would actually argue that's half full because the economy can handle these higher rates. But if the Fed does 25 or 50 between now and year end, really to normalize real interest rates, that's actually positive for stocks. So I think unless this was going to bring in the odds of a hike, I think that's why markets had a muted reaction.
Well, what if they don't do anything? I mean, Steve Leisman, who's going to join us in a minute, made the argument earlier today that this changes the conversation from 25 or 50 to 25 or nothing. What happens if we go on the side of nothing? Can this market stand up under that?
Yes. I mean, because number one, and I'm sure Steve's going to talk about this, that the economy doesn't seem to be suffering under the weight of these current interest rates, even though the Fed is much higher than the rest of the world on policy rates. And the second part of that is, of course, that if the Fed does 25, it's still a dovish move.
Well, it could be a hawkish cut. And Leisman's thrown out that.
So what do you think? We know that PPI came in hot, way hotter than expected. Markets sold off. Now, as you hear with Tom Lee, he's suggesting that was already priced in. He is correct. Some of us bought the dip. I bought some of the dip. We bought some stocks in Money Moves, and we bought some crypto in Money Moves based off of this bad news. So we bought. We didn't buy any crypto yesterday because Bitcoin hit an all-time high. And we did more buying with one of the stock I mentioned yesterday that's tied to Ethereum, all right? So let's finish this out and see what he's going to say in this last 30 seconds.
Right? If they cut 25 and leave us with the feeling like, all right, you got your little lollipop here, everybody, and now we're going to wait and see.
Yeah. I think the market reaction, of course, is really how people are positioned. And we at Fundstrat, we're finding a lot of investors are positioned as if we're going to see a pickup in inflation. So to them, they were expecting a really hot PPI number, thought this was going to start a decline in stocks. And that's why I think markets didn't fall as much, because I think many people have been positioned for a sort of a hot set of PPI numbers.
So
that is true. A lot of people were positioned for PPI, hot PPI numbers, reflected in a little bit in the jobs. And then we have the next Fed meeting. But before the next Fed meeting, we're going to have PPI, CPI again. And I need to check first, but we may even have PCE, or we will have PCE again. So we will definitely have more data so the Fed could make a clearer decision, all right? So look at this. Bitminer TeraWulf went up almost 60%, actually, even higher, as you can see. So TeraWulf went up over 60% today based on Google taking a stake in it. Look at this. Google takes stake in Bitcoin miner as a part of a $3.7 billion deal. Okay, you guys could read this. This is in Investors Business Daily. You guys could see TeraWulf stock soared after Bitcoin mining and high performance computing, HPC, infrastructure company landed a 10-year AI hosting deal, right? So remember a while back, I was telling you guys that these Bitcoin miners had to get creative, and they were going to partner with some of these companies, and some of them were going to get bought out. Well, TeraWulf pulled it off. There were other companies trying to do the same thing. And because of that, as you could see, TeraWulf is now up by 59.5%. We had a drop, a 3-point drop in the post markets, okay? So let's get to what's happening in crypto. Crypto is falling after the pump, and this is why we pump our brakes, okay? Let me play what Scott Bessent said that caused it to come down on top of PPI.
Mr. Secretary, you're also pretty much revaluing gold, right? The Treasury has pegged the 261.5 million ounces of gold at $42.22 an ounce from a price set back in 1973 for $11 billion. If you look at current market prices of gold, you're talking about a number way above $750 billion. What's the story on gold?
Look, we've got the large gold holding. I doubt we're going to revalue it, but we are going to keep it there, again, as a store of value for the American people. We've also started to get into the 21st century, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We're not going to be buying that, but we are going to use confiscated assets and continue to build that up. We're going to stop selling that. I believe that Bitcoin reserve at today's prices is somewhere between 15 and 20 billion.
So you heard that, good people. They're not going to be buying. Now, this caused the market to go down, but the truth is Bitcoin didn't start out with that. That is not the catalyst that moves Bitcoin. Would it have been positive? Yes. Was Bitcoin and crypto depending on that out of the gate? Nope. Could Bitcoin do what it's going to do without that? Yes, it absolutely can. So for those of you that are new to Bitcoin and all crypto, to me, this is a small catalyst. Now, he said they stopped selling it. That was another positive, but they're not purchasing it, right? And so, we've been through this before when they had that whole conference and the whole deal and everybody sat around the table. We knew that this was going to happen, right? Now, there is a reserved, but they're just keeping the compensated Bitcoin, right? The stuff that they got that were stolen, right? And they're just going to hold it and stop selling it, right? So what happens to Bitcoin even right now, okay? Yesterday, we hit 123. Let me refresh because I want to make sure that's correct. Now, it dipped and then it came back. Actually, we're pushing right back up to 118. Okay, right now Bitcoin is at 117, but we lost 4% in 24 hours. This is why you don't chase. Now, if you saw the live last night, you will clearly see that the fear and greed is going greener. When I was talking about it last night, this was further down here. Now it was moving up. Now some people may be waking up now and starting to buy the fear, okay, and sell the greed. But we've ticked up, okay? You see that, right? Let's take a peek at Bitcoin dominance while we're here. You could see that Bitcoin is slowly moving its dominance. Look at that, negative 4.2. And you could see Ethereum moving up and the others. This is everything else. The alts, the memes. So we could see that Bitcoin is losing its dominance. Now, do know that this cycle, Bitcoin can be moving up while still losing its dominance, meaning there will simply be more money going into Ethereum, leading the other altcoins, okay? So I just want to make that plain. This is what I see. I put my money where my mouth is. And again, we do not chase. We don't chase. We don't have to chase, because just when you chase, boom, something like this happens. It absolutely ticks back down. Let's go to Bitcoin. And this is why patience pays, because we want to get in at the right price, good people. All right. So here's what happened. Look at that. Now, this is the 7-day. What happened? We literally are back where we were. Look at that. On the 9th, look at that. Climbed. It had a fake out, came down, hit all-time new highs, and what? Pulled back. Look at the day. Okay? We started out, and then you had two things happen. The higher than expected PPI, and then what Scott Bessent said, absolutely plummeted it right back down. So the question is, what are you going to do with this information? Okay. Now, if I was new into Bitcoin and any crypto at this point, I would not have bought yesterday. But some of you that I'm talking to are right now are scared to buy today. Well, today clearly is a better day to buy than yesterday. Now, I am not suggesting that you buy anything. All I'm saying is, if you were going to chase yesterday, why not buy some fear? And why not buy at a deeper discount? That's my question to you. Please leave me an answer in the comment section. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on YouTube telling you what I'm doing. And any decision you make should be based on your own judgment. This is not financial advice. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. All I know is that in Money Moves, we make money. We make money every day, and we bought some crypto today, you know, the huge, and then we bought some stock today. That's Money Moves, good people. Come and join the rest of us. Earn and learn, okay? Listen, right now, $1 a day keeps poverty away. I was trying to think of something. $1 a day keeps poverty away. Again, good people, you guys just read the comments of the people that are in Money Moves. We're making money, okay? So I'm going to leave it right there. Tell me what you think about this PPI. Could the market continue to climb, as Tom Lee said? And do you think Bitcoin really needed the federal government to purchase more Bitcoin? Would that have been a positive thing? Yes. Now, he's saying that for right now. Who knows what the future holds? But all I know is that today is a better buying day than yesterday. We'll see you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.